Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racist Driving League for Season 12, Round number 19, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here at the Yas Marina Circuit. The final Racist Driving League Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi to run on the old layout. Should be a very exciting race tonight. I hope you're all looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I wasn't here for last week's race, unfortunately. But we're back now. There's a couple more rounds to go left in the championship. Abu Dhabi, Canada, Australia, and Brazil over these last few weeks. So I do hope you're looking forward to those. In terms of the Drivers' Championship from last week, we'll continue to look at that championship chase that continues on over the course of this season. And that chase being Salve Landlord continues to lead the championship by 42 points over Salve Blaze after that victory last week. So we're looking to try and pull something else off, put another cat out the bag in today's race, in the attempt to try and close that gap. Alex now in the Williams, making his way around for his first qualifying laps to take you on our run around the old Yas Marina circuit. The last time the layout will be used. Over the line and down towards turn number 1. It's a straight 90-degree turn for that first left. I don't want to get right on the curbs there. It goes a bit wide. The exit is invalidated. Just had that. We'll carry on with him though. Okay, he's backed off, so never mind. We'll go back to the Mercedes car just behind him, and that is Ethan, who's just making his way up to turn 2 now through that left, and then right. That's that long sweeping chicane. Is making our way down towards turn number 5 now, which is now down that straight and into the left-hander. But here is a complex of lefts and rights, and now through that very low-speed left-hander onto the DRS straight. Ethan now putting a good toe off of Curtis, his teammate there. So the teammate slipstream really coming into play. So Ethan getting an excellent toe there down the straight, making his way now towards that very tight left-hander. He braked about the 100-meter board. Out the chicane now, heading towards that next DRS straight. Down he comes into the next complex of lefts and rights. That next chicane on the curbs here, but not too much. Second split was quite decent. Didn't quite catch the time, unfortunately. Be able to see what it was like when it comes through to cross the line. And now in that last sector, heading around the harbour. About to head underneath that very nice looking hotel, which looks its best when it's lit up at night, which you should be able to see later on in the race itself. Through the last couple of corners now, the current layout means it's a lot less tight, and now to the final corner to see what that first time will look like. Across the line, 1 minute 35.7, so not too bad a start. Ferguson's pit having invalidated. Curtis at the last corner to start his first run. Alex did invalidate, so he backed off a decent amount. And Zach Sherman goes faster by just about half a hundredth there, or half a tenth, sorry. So yep, he's on top now. PJ Khaled down in 3rd, and Iwardy in the Aston Martin tonight in 4th place. Oh, Alex has made a bit of a mistake here. Salve Blaze goes fastest by about a full second there. 1 minute 34.7. So very good lap then from the Alfa Romeo driver. It's one he needs if he wants to try and continue that assault on Salve Landlord's lead in the Drivers' Championship. As of right now, if things stay how they are, if I've looked at the standings here, Landlord would need a 75-point lead in order to win the championship tonight, and he cannot do that tonight, if I'm not mistaken. He can knock the highest lead. He can come up with a 67 points advantage, although that's certainly be enough to take the title next week in Canada. But Landlord in 2nd now for the time being, about 8 tenths off. But Blaze then on top. 8 drivers having set lap time so far. Lucky Lambo coming over the line to start his first flying lap. Right on board with him here through the chicanes. Brilliant run. 17.3, that first sector split, not too bad at all. So it should be a very exciting race tonight. Me personally, I've never commentated over a race in Abu Dhabi, so I'm looking forward to it. I do believe with this I've now commentated a race at every single circuit in the game, so I'm proud of myself doing that. But enough about me. C110P fan goes second fastest on those medium tyres there. 1 minute 35.3. So that was very good. And Zach Sherman obviously on those medium tyres earlier. One of the initial pole times. 1 minute 35.7 on those. So he's about a second off on the mediums, but he can go a bit faster. Or at least Van can. Just showing the capability of those medium tyres. And they're pulling over to the side to allow the Mercedes through and behind him. Gets himself back up to speed here. Next car to be coming through to the line was Lucky Lambo, just went 4th fastest. I think one of the Alpines in behind him, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. That is Ericsson, who's on its outlap. So the next car through will, I'm assuming, will be Fergus, who's also on an outlap. And Callum, who's invalidated. So now we look to Curtis in the Mercedes, whose best effort so far, a 2 minute 3.9. He's got a lot of work to do. Hoping for his sake this last lap was a bit better. Here he comes now through the final sector. A couple more corners still. Yellow flag there in the sector between 1 and 2. No issues there. Into the last corner. Curtis will improve on his previous effort, but it's only enough to put him 8th on the timing sheet so far. 1 minute 36.2. Got just over. We're just hitting the 10 minutes to go mark in the session. So still plenty of time. As of right now, 11 drivers at all set times. Here comes Ferguson, the Alfa Romeo, making his way down that long DRS straight, just making his way past one of the Williams cars there. That was Alex, who's on his outlap. .7, that second sector split for the Alfa Romeo Fergus. So he makes his way now through the last sector, now around the harbour. A couple of drivers backing off in sectors 1 and 2. No worries there. Yellow flags don't mean too much. Oh, and Ethan is disconnected from the session. And Dan has retired for the looks of things. As there goes Ericsson going 4th fastest there, 1 minute 35.5. Now what can Fergus do here as he rounds the final turn? A bit of a skid there on the exit, but it's still not putting P7, so just in front of Ethan there, who just rejoined the session. Now 15 cars set laps. We're now waiting on Alex, who's invalidated each lap he's run so far. 2 Red Bulls, Websy and Courtney Goblin. Both of whom yet to set times. Websy's making it out the pit lane now. And we once again tackle the weekly question as to whether Courtney Goblin will set a lap time or not. Luigi Sven in the Ferrari, making his way through on his outlap. 39 points to the Ferrari driver's name this season. Still not enough as of right now for Ferrari to get themselves off the foot of the table with a couple of rounds to go. Sitting on 8 on 72 points, and that's, if my maths are correct, that's 17 points behind McLaren in 9th place. Up front, it's in the Constructors' Championship, it's still between AlphaTauri and Williams, 3 points separating them. One of the McLaren's about to cross the line. Who is that? I believe that was Huggy Bear just crossed the line. Did improve his best effort, 1 minute 40.1. JB has the slowest time to his name, 1 minute 42.2 in that Haas machine. And I think he's improved in sector 1 there, if my saw me right. Alex down to the final corner, 58.0 was his second sector split. Now what can he do in this last sector? Into the final corner and off the corner towards the line, really getting on the curbs down the exit. Goes 3rd fastest, so putting himself just in behind his teammate C110P fan, who's making his way through sector number 3 now. So very impressive lap there from Alex, and good for him to actually get a valid one up on the board. Luigi Sven having just started his first flying run. We've got just under 7 minutes to go here in this qualifying session. It's still anyone's guess as to who will take pole position. Xavier Blaze is currently a lap. He's a quarter of a second up in sector number 2 as he makes his way around the harbour. Fresh set of soft tyres on the Alfa Romeo there. So he should get a lot of grip. This is the first running he's given those tyres. As there goes one of the Haas cars running through. I believe that was JB. He's invalidated his lap though, so I've just realised that. So that's me not looking at the map, so my bad. But he's coming to the pits now. So he's only giving it 1 lap on those soft tyres. C110P fan up by 0.04 of a second. He's currently 6/10 down. 6/10 down, sorry, on Xavier Blaze on pole position. And only 1/10 in front of his teammate, who is almost a 10th up in sector 2. So could see a change in which Williams car will sit on the front row. Here he comes now underneath the hotel. Still waiting on Webbsy and Luigi's Ven. I believe that throw will be the next car through. Here comes Alex now into the pit lane. Luigi's Ven now coming through the last couple of corners, particularly slow lap here compared to come to expect. Out the last turn, bit of a skid there for that last corner. That's enough to put him P13 just behind his teammate Alvar, who's on those medium tyres. So I'll keep bringing it up, but Alvar took a pole position earlier this season. As Zach Sherman just went second fastest there and came very close to taking pole position off of Xavier Blaze. Look how close that was. Have a look at the gaps here between the two of them. 87 thousandths of a second. So very tight there. C110P fan 6/10 behind. Alex is now 7/10. Xavier Landlord down in 5th place. That means that if this was the race results, Blaze would be getting another 15 points on Landlord. And that would be enough to bring the lead down by a substantial amount, because I can't give you the actual amount off the top of my head, because I'm not that good at maths. 4.5 minutes left to go then. Blaze in the pit lane. Webbsy did set a time. Only have to go 16th fastest though, so there's a bit of work to do. 1 minute 36.6 was that effort. Just in front of Dan in the AlphaTauri. A couple more points tonight for Dan, and a decent showing from Landlord would be enough for it'd be enough for them to get a decent lead in the Constructors' Championship, because that pairing of C110P fan and Alex, a pairing which is completely different to the combination we saw at the start of the season, being BJ and Paris, who of course challenged all the way to the end as Wardy retires from the session. Oh, he's crashed over there in sector number 3. Let's get to one of the Red Bulls, see if we can see that. I may have just missed it there, so apologies for that. But Wardy now out of the session, down in 15th place. While he's going to have 3 tyre choices, he's got a lot of work to do now in the race itself. Zach Sherman now into the pit lane, still 2nd place. And now it's just over 3 minutes to go. The 2 Mercedes cars are making their way through now. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Ethan is invalidated. What about Curtis? Curtis is up by 300ths on that set of medium tyres. So let's see what he can do in this last sector. Underneath the hotel, as I said earlier, that hotel section has been made. It's been changed a decent amount so that it's more of a smooth transition through the corners. Into the final turn now. What can the Mercedes driver pull off? Can he improve? He can improve, but not by much. A 10th, which brings up 1 place ahead of Luigi's Ven. Now putting himself in a Ferrari sandwich on row number 7. 2.5 minutes left. Touch me Pope now on his outlap on the set of medium tyres. Let's see what he can do. Because I've said it before, Pope hasn't had the best of seasons. I mean, he's not doing too bad. 5th place in the Drivers' Championship, just 2 points away from breaking that 100-point ceiling. Something which only 4 drivers so far this season have done. We're looking to try and score some more points tonight. And that this qualifying performance could play a big part in that. PJ Callaghan just went, I completely missed it. Callaghan just went 3rd fastest in the McLaren. Brilliant time there from him. As the season goes on, we've seen a couple more names put themselves up front. Zach Sherman's been performing so well in recent weeks. He's yet to taste that first victory though. But he's had a very, very good rookie season. Just a great rookie season from Zach Sherman, as I was just saying. He's completed 18 races, if I'm not mistaken. According to the Hall of Fame, he's started 15 races. One minute to go now. Is there anyone on a lap about to reach the line? Oh, yellow flag. That's just the Haas car slowing down, so don't pay any attention to that. No worries there. Here comes Curtis now to the last corner, not going to improve. Behind him there, one of the Williams machines. And that's Alex starting his final flying run. JB also starting his last lap. And Cal's going to pits here, so that third place might just be enough for him as Fergus retires from the session. Landlord is 2 tenths up in sector number 2. Might try and put himself back up inside the top 3 if he can. Here he comes now for the final corner. Oh, a bit of a skid there. He puts himself second fastest. And that's even closer in the lap for Zach Sherman, as Pope now goes 5th. So it looks like once again the 2 title contenders will be sharing the front row here as the checkered flag is about to fall. Fan will get around just to start one more lap, and I believe Lucky Lambert managed to get around as well for one last run at the drop of the flag. Oh, around he goes, and that'll bring a very abrupt end to his run. Ericsson here, the first cars come through to cross the line now that the flag has fallen. Goes 5th fastest, 1 minute 35.2. It's under 4 tenths up on his previous effort. Curtis with the next car to come through and cross the line. We're trying to gain about a quarter of a second or so, which could put him up onto row number 6 of the grid, or potentially just in front of Alvar. Can he do it at this last turn? He stays in P14. Behind him there, that's one of the Williams cars. And that's Alex, who stays in 8th. One of the Ferraris behind him, and that's Luigi Sven, who puts himself up inside the top 10. And yellow flag here, I believe that is Blaze, who has spun out on his last lap. So no improvements will be seen from him. Websy has backed off considerably here. Next car behind, C110P fan. And Zach Sherman not too far behind him, but he's down on his previous effort. Now, does Fan have enough to improve? Didn't quite get to see his sector 2 time. I think he might have enough here to try and have a real good run at it into the final corner. Oh, and he's backed off for some reason. No improvement there. P7 for him. Right, so the last job to come through Touchy Pope, who is out of it. And that's that then. So, Subway Blaze then goes on pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it'll be the 2 title contenders who share the front row ahead of this 19th round of the championship. So it's shaping up to be a very, very enjoyable race here. We're just waiting on Landlord. And that'll be the end of it. So a very enjoyable qualifying session then. 2 Salves on pole once again. Do hope you enjoyed that qualifying session. Have a look at your top 10 before we take a break for the moment for the race. So Salve Blaze in pole position, Landlord in 2nd place, Zach Sherman 3rd, just behind them within a 10th of the pole time. PJ Cowell in 4th place, Ericsson 5th. Pope in 6th, great qualifying for the Alpine team. The 2 Williams cars on row 4, C110P fan and Alex, and Luigi Sven and Lucky Lambert round out your top 10. So that is qualifying. I'll be back with you very shortly for the start of the race. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racers Driving League for round number 19 of the Championship, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Looking forward to a very exciting race here. Personally, I've been gone for a week, so I'm looking forward to seeing these lot back in action. It was a very exciting qualifying session. So if you just joined us, you did miss a decent amount, but hopefully the race will be just as exciting, so you won't be missing out on too much as a result. So we go then the final 6 seconds now before the setups are confirmed and the drivers will be on the grid, ready for the start of the formation lap. So here we go, and as that goes on, I will take you through the starting lineup for this Grand Prix. So let's get the stuff in place, and here we go. Right then, so on pole position in the Alfa Romeo of Salve Blaze, who won last week's race in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. And Leonard on the front row, still holding that championship lead by 42 points. Not in a position yet where he can claim the title. One more race away from potentially being able to do so. You never quite know what could go on. Zach Sherman, a very impressive qualifying for him. He starts in 3rd place for Aston Martin. And PJ Cowell, again, very impressive from him. He lines up in 4th. Ericsson in 5th place, leading the Alpine pair. And his reigning champion, Touch Pope, in 6th place. He won't be the reigning champion for much longer, unfortunately for him. C110P fan leading the Williams pair. He and Alex stuck together on road number 4. They'll be trying to chase back that 3-point deficit to AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championship. There's your predicted pit stop strategy. We're looking at a 2-stop over the course of this race. Potentially a 3-stop for some of those guys on soft tyres. A lot of drivers taking the mediums for tonight's race. Luigi Sven starts in 9th for Ferrari, trying to get some more points to push themselves off the bottom of the table. With PJ Cowell in 4th for McLaren, that could be a lofty task. And Lucky Lambert rounding out your top 10. Haas have dropped off in recent races and now looking like they're going to be towards the mid-pack for the remainder of the season. But Lucky Lambert will try and get some more points on the board. Full confidence in his ability as a driver. Fergus starts out just outside the top 10 and 11th place on those medium tyres, and Ethan in 12th alongside him. JB and the other half starting 13th, again on medium tyres, and Alvar in 14th for Ferrari, being out qualified by his teammate. Kurtis starting in 15th, trying to get himself some more points for the Constructors' Championship, and Wardy starting in 16th place in the Aston Martin. And it's Websy in 17th for Red Bull, Dan in 18th, who retired earlier on. Huggy Bear starting in 19th for McLaren. He and Courtney Goblin, if I'm not mistaken, failed to set times. They're starting at the back of the grid. So here we go then. 28 laps. And we're about to get underway for this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix when the cars make their way through the hotel section and into the last couple of corners. The last race for the Racers Driving League on this old Abu Dhabi layout, which has obviously been updated since the F1 2021 game was released, and F1 22 will be able to drive on that fully new layout. And the pistol strategy has changed since earlier on, so I'm unsure as to why it does that sometimes. That's just something I've got to live with. If you are new around here, then make sure to subscribe to the channel for all the Racers Driving League action for the remainder of the season. As Dan's been disqualified, as I've Websy, those two must have made contact. So they've gone straight to the grid. So here comes Blaze and Landlord then, the two title rivals lining up on the grid. Landlord's had the edge in the midpoint of the season, but Blaze is starting to claw some of those points back. Could there be some more points brought back into it tonight? 42 points the advantage from one car to the other as Courtney Goblin takes the final spot on the grid. Are about to get underway. So here we go now, 5 red lights for round number 19 of the championship, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in season 12 for the Racers Driving League. It's lights out, race on. It's a decent getaway from Landlord as they charge towards that first corner. Zach Sherman looking on the outside, potentially doesn't have enough room to go for it. Landlord on the inside takes the lead by half a car length for the time being. They're side by side into turn 2. Landlord has the edge there. Behind them though, it's all chaos. Alex makes his way past C110P fan. Those two going side by side, very close in an attempt not to make contact. Brilliant getaway though from Landlord up front. He shows the way with Blaze in 2nd and Zach Sherman in 3rd place. Caleb 4th. Ericsson holding on to 5th place. And there goes Fergus, who's made a couple places up on the start. He's trying to pass C110P fan through the left-hander. He does get the job done. Super move there from the Alfa Romeo driver. And behind them there, Luigi Sven has dropped back a couple places. He's trying to get those back by going side by side with JB as they make their way down that back straight. He has to go back behind into lines. It's all single file for the time being. Save for, I believe that was C110P fan trying to go for a move to the inside as there goes JB still holding off that Ferrari. Oh, bit of contact there for Luigi Sven. He's managed to hold it though. Curtis now passing Alvaro, who's off the track for a moment there. It's Dan now passing Ethan behind them. Up front though, it's still Landlord who shows the way. Blaze in 2nd, Zach Sherman 3rd, PJ Caleb 4th. That train remaining unchanged. These opening 2 sectors, and as they enter the 3rd sector and making their way around the harbour for the first time in this Grand Prix, It's Landon with a decent advantage here of about half a second. Oh, there's a yellow flag behind. And also been contact there because Iwardi and Alvar have come off worse. No damage for Alvar. No damage for Wardy either, so both have gotten away okay. Up front though, the AlphaTauri, the championship leader, leads them off the penultimate corner and into the last right-hander to complete the first lap of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in the lead. 1 minute 41.3, the fastest lap to start this one off. Back to turn 1. Yellow flag in sector 3 now, unsure as to who that was. And Huggy Bear and Dan, looks like they both have damage here. They're off into the pit lane. The first drivers into the pits in this race. Oh, and it looks like Luigi's Fen was involved and Ericsson is out. What's just happened at turn 1? Or, sorry, at turn number 3 here. Ericsson's gone off into the wall. Virtual safety car has our first retiree of the Grand Prix. So things will now calm down a bit up front. Drivers have to adhere to the Delta and stay in line for the time being. That didn't take very long then. And I suppose it's a bit lucky for Dan and Huggy Bear, because it means they won't lose too much time, although I'm sure they would have preferred a full safety car. But just like that though, already one retiree from this Grand Prix. Green flag now back out. Luigi's Fen being hit with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Webb's has got 5 seconds to his name. Huggy Bear's on a fresh set of hard tyres. Dan's on a set of softs that are 1 lap fresher than everyone else's. Blaze and Landon have really gotten away here. Zach Sherman left to fend off PJ Cowell in 4th place. Pope's a further 1.3 back. He's got Alex Company just behind him. Lucky Lambert and JB, the 2 hash drivers going side by side. Lucky Lambert gets the edge on this occasion. To make the way back through sector 3 now. JB is looking for an open there. Lucky Lambert locking up a little bit. Gone a bit wide there. Could try and seize an opening. Alex still challenging Pope. But the reigning champion not letting him through. DRS now enabled, and that'll be what Salve Blaze wants to see in the attempt to try and take the race lead back. But where would he go for it? Making their way now towards the end of that first sector. The first split being 17.9. Oh, and Pope's out. And the 2 Alpines already out of this race, both of whom in the exact same position. So what's happened there? Looks like Pope has lost control here and spun off. Will there be a safety car for that? It's not looking like it. I think we might be okay for the time being. Let's go for Blaze. He's now looking to the inside and attempts to try and take the race lead back. And there he goes underneath. The Alfa Romeo now up into the lead. Back out front in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but now Lando has the DRS now. It's his turn to go on the attack. He's using his battery as well, which is a decent amount of it. He's going to look to the outside. Blaze forcing him the long way around. If Lando can get clear of him before the corner, then he'll be safe, and yes, he is. The AlphaTauri now backing the lead. So brilliant stuff there. And double trouble here for the Alpine drivers. So very unfortunate for them. Landlord though in the lead. Zach Sherman in 3rd place, further 2 seconds back from Blaze. Alex back there in 5th place. Oh, and there goes Fergus looking to the inside of C110P, found that penultimate turn. As Blaze and sets the fastest lap. Well, they both set it pretty much one after the other. And it looks like Fan will get the edge off the last corner as Lucky Lambert sets the fastest lap of the race. It's pure chaos here in his opening laps. Fergus looking around, trying to go for it into turn 2. They're going to bring themselves side by side. Great stuff there from the Alfa Romeo to leave the Williams car enough room and still managing to sneak past. So a nice clean overtake, and that's always what we like to see. So Fergus then in 6th place now, beginning to try and chase Alex in front of him, who has no DRS. Peter Cow trying to close in as Blaze retakes the lead from Landlord back up front. Right on board here with the AlphaTauri as he tries to make his way back through. Terrible exit for Blaze there, and that gives Landlord all the impotence he needs to try and charge around the outside, and he will get around the outside. Easy as you like there for the championship leader, who makes his way back up into the lead. And meanwhile behind him, JB and Curtis going at it. It looks like the Haas driver has the edge for the time being. It's a terrible exit for the Mercedes by the looks of things. He's not going to go for it. Van getting back past Fergus now. Alex in a world of his own for the time being. He's trying to close in on Zach Sherman, who has been passed now by PJ Cal with the help of that DRS earlier on the lap. The two championship leaders, though, still going at it. And one of them would need to gain an advantage in order to really get away, as Luigi Sven makes his way out the pit lane here onto a fresh set of medium tyres. PJ Khaled now out of the last turn, still holding off Zach Sherman for third place. Still continue to keep my eye on this battle here between Blaze and Landlord. If I was one of these two, I'd be super concerned. If Blaze was to crash, that could spell potentially the end of his championship fight. If Landlord was to crash, that could spell the end of his championship lead. Should the other one get a good result though. Both these two very good in the ERS so far, particularly Blaze. He's still got almost all of his battery left, and he's going to use a bit of it here in attempt to try and get past Landlord. He's going a lot deeper this time. Will he take the top spot behind them? Dan passing Alvar. Landlord locks up. Huggy Bear passing Alvar now as a result. Battery and DRS being deployed for Blaze, and might try and get past Landlord now. He's going to look to the outside. He's going to get it. Yes, he does for the moment. There he goes. Up into the lead as PJ Callan gets back past Zach Sherman. These two are still going at it here. Alex is going to be right on their tail, looking to take any advantage he can. Through sector 3 now. Coming on to lap number 6 now of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it's still Blaze in control. Feels like an awful lot's happened already, as is often the case with these RDL Grand Prix. Curtis now half second behind JB as they battle for P9. Not the best of exits for the Haas, who's going way wide there for that last corner too. Unsure what's going on there. But Curtis now a lot closer. Quarter of a second did it. And it was just within the 10th there. Sorry, it was within 2/10 they made their way through off turn 1. Just keep an eye on these two. Yellow flag. Oh, and that is one of the Red Bulls. That's Cottony Goblin who's gone around. No end plate damage. So good on him there. Get some stuff going once more. Now, Landlord retaking the lead up front from Blaze. Comes Curtis now, trying to make a move. Easy to like for the Mercedes. Almost feels like 2021 all over again. Curtis up into 9th place. Blaze and Landlord up front still going at it though. Zach Sherman now looking to the outside of PJ Callan as they charge into the left-hander. Who gets the jump? Zach Sherman back up front. Once again, the Aston Martin. Oh, but skidding a little bit there, and that almost invited PJ to go for a move up the inside. Alex looking around. Still trying to find an opening. That's become a bit of a DRS train now. Going as far back to Lucky Lambert in 8th place. So quite a large train there of 6 cars, if my maths are correct. Which they are. 4 seconds now to that pack between Curtis and JB. Zach Sherman now into the pits. And that'll be the first scheduled stop of this Grand Prix. Onto a set of medium tyres now. And away he goes. Oh, it looks like Callan's a bit of a... Oh, Callan's gone around. And those chicanes, that right-hander is catching everybody out today. As Fergus now passing C110P fan. And Lucky Lambert taking that window on the inside with the help of that DRS. But C110P fan saying, not today, mate. I'll hold on to that position for the time being. Lucky Lambert trying to take it off him. No point trying to outbreak him. Alex now in 3rd place, while Landlord and Blaze continue to pull away. 6.4 seconds to gap now, as Landlord looks back to the outside. These two are having a spectacular battle for the lead, but Blaze this time saying, not this time, mate. I'll be taking that spot back and I'll be keeping it. Thank you very much. Holding on to the lead. Iwardi and Cowler going side by side. Aston Martin gets the jump. Zach Sherman now all by himself in top place on a fresh set of medium tyres. Blazing still in the lead. It'll be a 7 points gained on Lando at this rate. And actually, yep, still 7 points as Lucky Lambert holds the fastest lap of the race. And that'll bring the championship lead from 42 down to 35. Fergus still chasing Alex here, and these guys have all used a lot of, some of these guys up front have used a lot of their ERS as Zach Sherman passes PJ Callaghan into the pit lane for McLaren. Fresh set of mediums going on that car as he glitches out of the pit lane. So brilliant stuff there. Now back in this little train, Fergus on the attack, trying to pass Alex with a sitting duck to everyone on this straight, but only Fergus should get past him for the time being. It does gap in front. See on 10p found out. Oh, contact there! And I think he may have just got away with that. But I doubt Alex will be too happy. And Lucky Lambert will now try and take that open door if he can. Not going to happen. Lando, no, it's just taking the lead back from Subway Blaze. These two still going at it. It's an incredible battle between these two so far. Terrible exodus for Alex. Just going to allow Fergus to pull away. Alex now into the pit lane on lap number 9. We're looking at a fresh set of medium tyres to potentially set hards for all we know. I mean, so far it's been looking like mediums. Yep, into the pit lane. And he comes now down in P11. That puts Zach Sherman back inside the points playing places now. He's the only driver in that top 10 to have made a stop. Just waiting for that top 9. Coming into pit lane. Landlord's... I'm sorry, I've missed this completely, but Landlord's seriously dropped back. What on earth happened there? I do apologise for completely missing that. So that's on me. Another one of my classic gaps, I'm afraid. But now he's being challenged by Ferguson on his inside into the left-hander, and it now makes it an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Blaze with a big advantage now of 6.2 seconds. And again, I completely apologise for that. I completely missed what was going on. But Landlord is now down to 3rd place. I'm sure he'll be happy. I'm sure he'll be happy enough that I missed out on whatever happened. He's actually being chased by his teammate Iwardi now. So how look at the position changes so far in this Grand Prix. Right now the biggest gainer is a tie between Curtis and Fergus, have gained 9 places each as Landlord enters the pits for the first time in this race. So I'm thinking he may have flat spotted the tyres in some way. And the driver who's lost the most places so far is Luigi Sven, who's lost 9 places. The AlphaTauri crew put in medium tyres onto the car. And he's away. Oh, side by side there with Alex. These two going right out on the exit of the pit lane. Lando getting the edge of this time. You see what's going on up front. Everyone's really split up now due to those pit stops taking place. Lucky Lambert has DRS on C110P fans. He's going to try and close in a bit more. Lucky Lambert then still in fourth. Just right on board with him there. That second sector. Fergus in second place. Closing the gap here on his teammate, to be honest. The gap 5.8 seconds now. When we see Blaze in for that first stop, he's come around the final corner to complete lap number 10 of this Grand Prix. Quite a big advantage. Fan in third place. Lucky Lambert in fourth. Curtis fifth. He's now got the most places gained. And that's 10. And the first 3-second time penalty given for multiple warnings goes to Dan tonight. He's currently running in 13th place. Just 3 spots in front of his teammate. But Landlord has pitted here. And speaking of pitting, in come JB Racer and Ethan into the pit lane. Fresh set of mediums going on that Mercedes. Set of hard tyres going on the Haskell. So they're going to try and make. See, they're both going to try and make it to the. Or JB at the very least is going to go to the end of the race on those tyres. This puts PJ Khaled now up into the points. Oh, got a car around there, and that's Iwardy. He's lost his front wing completely. And once again, that right-hander catching out everybody. Got a car on his inside, and that's PJ Khaled is fighting his way past. In all fairness, Wardy should probably most likely get off the racing line. Let JB through here on the exit, if he can. I think he should try and fight it. As I say that though, there he goes, moving over to the left. Will he back off though? I'm not thinking he will. JB getting his toe, for some reason. You know, back up front. It's still Fergus defending second place as JB gets and makes his way past the stricken Aston Martin. Fergus though leading that train. That gap is closing without a shadow of a doubt. The gap now 5.4 seconds. And it's about to close a lot more because in comes the Alfa Romeo for the first stop, or his first stop of the race. No one in that lead group will join him, which means that his teammate Fergus will now inherit the lead. So now both Alfa Romeos have shown the way at some point during this Grand Prix. Here he comes for his stop. Onto a set of medium tyres. He's carried these softs for 12 laps. No, I got 4 from. I reckon he can definitely carry these mediums for the next 16 if his time management's that good. As Landlord now sets the fastest lap. He's trying to make his way back past his championship rival. It's going to be very tight here. And looks like he's going to get the edge there by about a second or so. And that'll be just where he wants to put himself. But Zach Sherman now in front of both these guys. So it's all going to pay off a lot more for him. As Wardy now into the pits finally to repair that front wing. He's lost a lot of time, so very unfortunate for him. Got a lot of work to do. At this point, even perhaps a point or two seems unlikely. If it does pay me to say it, because Wardy's a very good driver and it's quite rare he makes mistakes like this. Away he goes. Let's put him all the way to the tail end of the field by the looks of it. Unless Webbsy or Luigi's failed to make it past. I'm thinking the Ferrari should just about manage to do it. Maybe actually as I say that, perhaps not. Wardy now coming back out onto the racetrack. He's got 16 laps to make up the lost ground. Wardy back there now just about challenging Webbsy. While Webbsy's teammate Courtney Goblin makes a move at the inside of Dan here to take 12th place. A bit of contact there. Dan running into the back of the Red Bull machine. Oh, a bit of a poor exit for both cars. They're both sliding around a little bit. As JB now passes Ethan in front of them. Dan looking to the outside. The soft tyres against the medium tyres. Shouldn't be much competition. But yet there is. But Dan still regardless goes around the outside. So went side by side into the corner. Fergus now into the pit lane, which means CO and 10P fan inherits the lead. Lucky Lambert in second and Curtis a further 4.3 seconds back in third. Zach Sherman now fourth. Blaze chasing him down in fifth. Landlord in sixth. Fergus onto a set of soft tyres now. So I'm thinking he might go in for another stop in about 7 or 8 laps or so. A 2-stop looks to be his plan for the race. So the order now pretty much sorted out, save for these top 3 who are yet to pit. In terms of the advantage, have a look at that. 10 seconds between Zach Sherman and C110B fans, so I'm thinking the Aston Martin should definitely take the lead as Dan comes into the pit lane. I'm sorry, making it out the pit lane, so that's on me. On a set of medium tyres now. Lucky Lambert chasing C110P fan. 1.6 seconds between the two. It's further 4 back to Curtis and Another fullback to Salvi Blaze is now caught and passes Zach Sherman. Help with that DRS. Definitely a good benefit to the Alfa Romeo's charge. And now he's continuing to push forward. Now, when will Landlord close in enough? Ethan passing JB. That puts the Mercedes car back up into the points. PJ Callaghan has one of the best of races so far. He's down in 9th place now. He could potentially gain a couple more places when the leaders come in. That could put him up to maximum 6th place. As Blaze now sets the fastest laps. It's an extra point towards his charge in the Drivers' Championship. That'll be 8 points should he win the race. That'll be an 8-point advantage. Unless Zach Sherman holds off Landau for 2nd place. In which case that'll be 11 points gained. And that'll be a 31-point lead. Which is definitely plausible of these final 3 races. And it could still have a title fight on our hands. So Curtis then still in 3rd place. Lucky Lambert still in 2nd. It feels like he's closing down, fan, but not by much. I'm thinking, how long will these guys go before they make that first work? And they're all medium tyres. And Dan now retiring from the session, so he's fallen a foul. And that looks a nasty shunt there. Obviously, driver isn't hurt. That's just a yellow flag here, so it's not looking like a safety car. But that would... That would have bunched things up. We are back to green flag racing now. Fans still controlling that top spot. Curtis now being challenged by Salvi Blaze into turn 1. They're side by side. Unfortunately, because that terrible camera angle, we couldn't quite see what happened. But Blaze now takes 3rd place. You have to be wary though, because Curtis could come right back at him with those mediums. Oh, terrible exit there from the Alfa Romeo. Could Curtis go for it? Down the back straight now. Will it be enough? The DRS not going to help. Blaze pulling away already. Help him gain a little bit of time back, but it won't be enough to really go for a move, I don't think. Landon now passing Zach Sherman. Oh, but he locks up though. So could have a chance. DRS closing in a bit, but not using that battery, so not enough. Blaze up to 3rd place now and chasing the 2 leaders. His next target being Lucky Lambert and Haas, who is 2.3 seconds in front of him. You see him there in the distance through the heat haze at the back of the car. Now, when will Fan and Lucky pit? And when will Curtis pit? Well, the only 3 drivers who are yet to stop. How long can they go into this Grand Prix? I'm assuming they're trying to go as long as possible and go on soft to the end. That seems like the logical strategy. It's like all 3 of them are going to be staying out here. I just saw a yellow fuel light there on Curtis' dash. I'm seeing pit windows being open for C1SMP Fan and for Lucky Lambert. Not open yet for Curtis. I think he's going to try and go longer in this race. And one of these 2 are actually going to pits into the last lap of their window. Remains to be seen. So still up front, those guys in control. Alvar chasing Cockney Goblin now. It's been a little while since we've gone further back in the pack, so let's have a look at that. Hard tyres in that Ferrari. Definitely could last in the race. He's only been on them for 9 laps. So he's been on those since lap 7. Could be taking them at 22 laps this Grand Prix. Or 21. Oh, Lucky Lambert gets hit with the penalty there as Blaze made his way past. blazing up into second. He's already chasing C110P fans. So we could have a change in the race lead already. 12 more laps to go and they're across the line. And Fan has already been caught. Landlord, though, is yet to make his way past Curtis, so he's lost a decent amount of time. Lap number 17 of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix begins. Half a second between them now. On the current Abu Dhabi layout, he could have tried to move to the inside. Similar to Verstappen against Hamilton in 2021. As Webster now passing Luigi's Fen, those two going side by side. Look at him. Blaze probably doesn't even need a DRS. I should say no, he probably will. Regardless, so there he goes. Making his way past and back up into the lead of this race. In terms of the gaps here, Landlord 5 seconds behind him. As I say that, he makes his way past Curtis. And Fan has to fall back now. He's got the DRS, so he might close in a bit more. And he's using his DRS too, he used a bit of it. C110P fan, still a second, we're just within that DRS range. Blaze already building that lead. Landlord trying to close in Lockie Lambo and succeeding in closing in. Curtis in 5th place there, he's being closed in on by Zach Sherman. The top 3 from earlier on in the race are making the way back now. And there goes Curtis now into the pit lane. First of those top 3 to pit. Lana try and go for it on the Haas. Definitely not the right time. Look at that. Look at the lead Blaze already pulled out. 2.5 seconds over C110P fan. Curtis and Khaled. With Khaled here out the pit lane onto medium tyres and Curtis onto a set of softs. So could some late points still be on the cards for him? I mean, I say that it's 14 seconds between Ethan and Alex in 7th place. As Huggy Bear gets hit with the penalty. PJ Khaled now 9 seconds behind JB. Back up front though, Blaze still building that advantage. Land up into 3rd place, going past Lucky Lambert. Wardy gets hit the penalty, and that could make his job a lot harder. So have a look at the penalties here, see who's got any. Only 4 drivers to penalty so far in this race. Well, Huggy Bear's fallen back here. He's making his way through the pits there. So that's on me not being able to see the sign. Yeah, 4 drivers for penalties there. Those drivers being Lucky Lambert, Iwardy, Luigi's Fen, and Huggy Bear himself. So those 4, those add on to their times at the end of the race. The multiple warnings ones you can't get rid of through the pits. I'm thinking that, and as I'm about to say, when will these guys come into the pits? It looks like in they both come. There'll be soft tyres going onto the car. In comes the Williams car. Soft tyres going on. Lucky Lambert, soft tyres also going on. Fergus now onto a set of medium tyres in behind them. So how will these guys fare in the late stage of the race? Landlord now into 2nd place. He might be too far back now to catch Blazes on fresher tyres. And already has a 5.7 second lead. Curtis here on the chase. Trying to make his way past his teammate Ethan. And Lucky Lambert right behind him there. Fergus not too far behind either. And JB carrying on onto that last championship point. Curtis making his way past his teammate now. No trouble there. 3 seconds behind Seal and 10p fan. Alex in 4th place, becoming into the pit lane now. We're looking like a set of softs to the end of the race. And there goes the soft tyres. Alex now down into what would look like P7. Sorry, P9. I'm completely missing things. Alex now back out onto the racetrack and narrowly in front of JB. Fergus now right in the back of Ethan on those fresh medium tyres. On the chase using whatever battery he has left and the DRS to fight his way past. And there he goes into P7. Lucky Lambert now just behind Curtis. Both these two are on soft tyres. Lucky has the DRS and the battery. Curtis using his as well. On the outside now into the left-hander. A lot of moves being gone around there. Lucky Lambert second up. Could try and retake the fastest lap here. I believe, does he still have it? He does not. That currently belongs to Blaze. It's Lucky Lambert fights back up into 5th place. So 10 points going to his name in the Drivers' Championship. 710p fan currently in 4th. 10.5 seconds between C110p fan and Zach Sherman. C110p fan now getting the fastest lap, but could Lucky Lambert equal that? No, he can't. I believe that may have been his best effort there. Half a second separating the two in terms of those top times. Lyle then still trying to close in, but it's a futile task right now. Ethan into the pit lane, onto a fresh set of soft tyres. Blaze at 6.8 second lead. It's Khaled now passing JB. And in front of them here, Curtis trying to pass Lucky Lambert on the outside. And there he goes, up into 5th place. So the gaps have really gotten larger. Everyone quite split up now, save this little train here. 710p fan once again sets the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 37.3 here. 7 more laps to go in this race. It's looking like another victory for Sally Blaze under the lights. And it seems like the races that are at night are the ones where he really does well. He's won 3 of the 5 races we've had at night this season. He won in Bahrain. He won Saudi Arabia last week, and he won in Abu Dhabi. Of course, he spun out in Singapore, and he finished slightly. Didn't win the race in Monaco, which was under the lights. But Monaco was won by Salve Landlord, which is enough to help push him towards the championship lead. And C110p fan won Singapore. There's a couple of races to go in his first race in the Racers Driving League. Not too much longer now to go in this Grand Prix. 6 laps as Blaze crosses the line. Alvar passing Courtney Goblin here. This train sort of continuing on here. From 5th to 8th, you could say. A little DRS train. Lucky Lambert there all by himself in 5th place. Fergus chasing Lucky Lambert. It's just within DRS range and he uses battery, but Lucky Lambert's also using his. Alex also closing on Curtis in front, so down the next DRS straight might be able to have a go. DRS now deployed, and as I say, there goes Alex closing in. The last of his battery being used now. He's on the outside. Fergus passing Lucky Lambert in front of them. Alex now up into 7th place. 18 points going the way of AlphaTauri in today's race. As of right now, it's looking like 18 for Williams to actually make that 19. So that's 1 point gains. That'll bring the gap down to 2 points in the Constructors' Championship between Williams and AlphaTauri. Again, if my maths are correct. And now right at the back of Zach Sherman, that podium place could change. A couple of more laps to go. DRS now being deployed. Fan's got a decent amount of DRS, but so does Zach Sherman. These two going at it. No DRS for either one of them. So I'm thinking Fan only just made it into the detection zone. But no matter, he's still right there behind. Lucky Lambert is there in 6th. Meanwhile, trying to get back past Fergus. He's half a second back. Fan using the battery and the DRS now. Zach 7 using his down the straight. It's not going to be enough for the Williams to sneak past. 8.6 the gap now between Blaze and Landlord as Lucky Lambert gets back around the outside and makes the pass on Fergus. As behind them, Curtis and Alex still going back, still going at it. Brilliant racing here. Very, very enjoyable stuff here. Alex trying to go look around the outside. Oh, he goes inside. And there was definite contact there, but does he have damage? If he's got away with that end plate damage, then I don't quite understand how he could have done that. And he did. Well, that was highly unlikely. Did not see that one coming. Both get away clean there. So I'm not 100% sure if that was the game acting up on my end or whether there was genuine contact there or not. But apparently it wasn't hard enough. Fans still chasing Zach Sherman. 4 more laps to go, so he's got plenty of time to fight his way past. There he goes to the inside. And that's the move done for the time being. He's going to block the inside as well so that Zach Sherman can't get back past there. Fan on those soft tyres. Will need to get clear in this, or needs to hold him off at the very least in this DRS zone. Zach Sherman fights back, he can still have a shot. He's still within that range. If Fan can pull away by the time he hit the next DRS zone, I doubt he'll be caught. And that'll be the podium place for the Williams driver. Should he hold on to it as Fergus now getting back past Lucky Lambert. These two still going at it. And Curtis and Alex once again still going side by side. And this time Alex gets to jump. PJ Callan in the world of his own there in 9th place. 9 seconds behind those two. And 10 seconds back to JB, who's currently got Ethan on his tail as they charge towards that next left-hander. Ethan, the Mercedes, looks to the outside. Should get the job done, but it's still there. So it's not over yet. And there goes JB Racer back through as Curtis now gets hit with a penalty. Ethan's still right at the back there of JB. Couple more laps to go now, just 2.5 in this one. Plays a huge advantage of almost 10 seconds. Look at the gap he's got there. It's not, even so, it's another 10 seconds back from Landlord to Fan in third place, who now has that podium position locked in because Zach Chandler's now 3 seconds behind. Ethan now passing JB, getting that last points paying place. Alvar passing Courtney Goblin here. JB still attacking, and attempts to get close enough to Ethan to go for another move, but he's completely out of battery. But he was there down that straight. 2 more laps to go now. Blaze in complete control of this one. About to lap the squabbling pair of Luigi Sven and Webbsy have been going at it for quite a while now, side by side. Luigi Sven has the edge for the moment. And JB now outside of that 1 second range. Ethan having finally got away from him with those soft tyres, bringing that battle to an end. Zach Chandler's now been completely caught by Fergus and Lucky Lambert. It's going to be about to lose 2 more places there, so this tyre gamble hasn't quite paid off for him. Moves over to the left to break the toe, excuse me. And down the straight they come. Fergus breezing past, cool as you like. That means welcome to 4th place. Lucky Lambert coming at him at the next DRS straight. Then goes Zach Sherman, still holding off the Haas driver there. He locks up. Meanwhile in front though, Blaze comes through to start the final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 1 lap away from his 2nd consecutive victory. Landlord, 10 seconds down the road. With Fan holding on to the fastest lap, it'll be 7 points gained by Blaze in this one to bring the championship lead down to 35 points. Another 10 points gained on him in the next 2 races, and we could still have a title fight in our hands. We go to Brazil on the if I'm not mistaken, the 27th of June, the last day before F1 22 races. Blaze has driven an incredible race here in terms of strategy, really making that one-stop work. Fergus on the 2-stop. His strategy has paid off here as Alex fights past Zach Sherman. And his tyres have really gone off the cliff here in these late stages as Blaze makes his way through the DRS zone for the final time. He's into the last sector now. Zach Sherman chasing. Could Curtis catch him on this last lap? I have to go back and see. But as of right now, Blaze is in the lead. Huggy Bear getting hit with a penalty. Yellow flag back there, and I believe that is Courtney Goblin who's gone around. Basically, have no impact on the race leader up front. He's running the last couple of corners now to try and bring himself continually more and more back into that title fight. It's definitely not over yet. Salwe Blaze now rounding the final corner to take the victory here in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Brilliant drive from him for Alfa Romeo. Brilliant victory for them. And he crashes the car over the line. Landlord now coming up in second place, losing some more points, but still retaining that championship lead as was expected. Second place, C110B fan, gaining a decent amount in the end. And he's come home in third place. Ferguson fourth, that two stops actually paying off for him. It did for Alex as well. Lucky Lambert finishes in fifth place. Alex sixth there. Curtis passing Zach Sherman in the last lap. Oh, he's run out of fuel there. And Curtis got past at the last moment, if I'm not mistaken. PJ Callard in 9th place, and here comes Ethan through, having beaten JB in that little battle in the late stages to take the final points paying place in the closing stages. Brilliant run from him. It's double points for Mercedes tonight. McLaren taking 2 more for their Constructors' Championship bid. No points for Ferrari tonight, so they'll stay glued to the bottom of the table. They're hoping for a big push in these last 3 races: Canada, Australia, and Brazil, in order to take themselves off the bottom of the table. As Alvar runs into Blaze out of the last corner, and Wardy will join them here. Here's AI choosing not to. Connie Goldwyn home for 14th place for Red Bull. No points for the Bulls this week. Huggy Bear home in 15th. Luigi's Film finished in 16th place. And it'll be Websy in 17th place, taking the final finishing position. So brilliant racing all around. Perhaps wasn't as interesting in the late stage of the race as it was at the start. Had a couple of battles throughout the field. Very good in my eyes. So, ladies and your winner, Fergus taking driver of the day. Brilliant performance from him. Once again, making that strategy work really well. Unfortunately, Alps joined his Alfa Romeo teammate up on the podium. But hopefully those points might be enough to help them close in the Constructors' Championship a little bit. Whether they can still take any positions in the Constructors is another matter entirely, but with being around 70-80 points behind. But for now, though, they can enjoy this victory and help Salway Blaze with that push to catch Landlord in the Drivers' Championship. So before we go, then we'll take a look at your final results in this Grand Prix. We kind of went through them as the chicken flag fell. But Salway Blaze then does indeed win the race. Landlord in second place, 7 points lost for his championship lead. Fan in third place, another great podium for him. Ferguson 11th on the grid comes home to finish 4th, making that 2-stop work. Alex in 5th, beating Lucky Lambert. Then Zach Sherman, I believe, just about managed to get back past Curtis because of that penalty there, and the fact that he ran out of fuel in the last few meters. PJ Callard comes home in 9th place, and Ethan rounds out your top 10. JB in 11th place. It's Alvar in 12th for Ferrari. Iwardy 13th, fighting back from that front wing he lost earlier on in the race. Connie Goldwyn in 14th, Huggy Bear 15th, Luigi's Fan 16th, Websy 17th, and our 3 DNFs, Dan in the AlphaTauri, and both Alpines who retired early on in the Grand Prix, which ended a very promising day for them. So that then wraps up your coverage of the Racers Driving League Season number 12, Round 19, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Well, make sure to join us next Monday, same place, same time, for the Canadian Grand Prix from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So make sure to see you then. Goodbye.